I was told that if I could just stop buying Starbucks, I'd be a millionaire in no time. Right? Wrong. It wasn't until I began my career on Wall Street that I realized real rich people were less concerned with scrimping and saving and more focused on investing and growing their wealth. When I started on the JP Morgan Equities desk in New York City, there were about 30 to 40 traders and salespeople on the team. If you asked most of them why they joined the industry in the first place, I'd bet money that most of them would tell you they had a genuine interest in making a shitload of money. Anyone who says otherwise is a liar. I was no different. I wish I could tell you I had a burning passion for financial markets, but in reality, I just wanted a job where I'd never have to ask my parents for money ever again. Sure, I wanted to work in a fast-paced environment and get to do something new every day, but the idea of a penthouse apartment and a 7-figure paycheck definitely didn't hurt. Ultimately, the job helped me get rich, just not in the way that I originally thought it would. And a lot of it is thanks to my rich BFF. Because one thing I didn't have in common with those traders and salespeople, all but one of them was a white man. As fate would have it, the only other outlier, another Asian woman, ended up becoming my manager and mentor. She was everything I wanted to be. Smart, sharp, successful, and sporting a new designer bag to work every day. My Wall Street job had put me on the fast track to earning, but it was meeting my mentor that was the real game changer. For the first time in my life, someone was looking out for me. She would pull me aside and ask if I was contributing to my 401k. I wasn't. Ask if I knew how to use the company's corporate travel catalog to save on hotels. I didn't. And even buy me lunch every day for nearly 2 years. I couldn't afford it, even on my fancy salary. I was paying New York City rent, people. From her, I learned invaluable lessons about money, finance, and life that I never would have on the trading floor. My mentor became the model for what I do and who I am now. She was the blueprint, the OG baddie, and the person behind the massive shift in my relationship with money. She was pulling back the curtain on wealth and teaching me the stuff that I never learned within the four walls of a classroom. Not only did she help me build a foundation to create financial wellness for myself, but even more importantly, she became an inspiration. A daily reminder that someone who looked just like me, a young Asian woman from a modest family with few connections, could make it big. By the time I left Wall Street 2.5 years later for the greener pastures of tech and media, I began to notice that my friends were constantly peppering me with the same questions I had once asked my mentor. Things like, can you help rebalance my 401k? Which health insurance did you pick? What are you investing in? I got so many of the same questions over and over again that at the end of 2020, I made a New Year's resolution to start a little passion project and share my knowledge publicly. I posted my first TikTok on January 1st of 2021, and 8 hours later, my video had gone viral. By the end of the week, I had over 100,000 followers, tons of engagement, and an oh no moment of my very own. How was I going to keep creating enough content to satisfy my community? How could I possibly do right by my fellow millennials and Gen Zers who were yearning for more financial information? Could I really do this? Me? Lil ol' Vivian? But then I gave myself a reality check. I had worked in high finance. I had gotten my own personal finances in shape. I was more than equipped to answer those questions. Besides, what would my mentor do? And then it dawned on me. The student had become the teacher. I had become the rich BFF. So I decided to stay true to who I was and keep posting, and I haven't looked back since. Every day, I create the kind of content my friends would want to watch by blending topics like investing, student debt, and home buying with pop culture anecdotes and funny personal stories. Over the past 3 years, the Your Rich BFF community has grown to over 6 million followers and counting across 8 social platforms. These lovely humans are young people, women, LGBTQ+ folks, people of color, first-generation Americans, hard workers from low-income backgrounds. I know rule number 1 for staying sane as a creator is supposed to be don't read the comments, but I don't give a fuck because take a look at these. Thank you. I just got laid off and need this. That was so easy, thank God. This was